Greetings, friend. I will show you how to instantly solve medium Sudoku with no pencil marks, including how to figure out the green cell here. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. Before we can solve this green cell, we actually need to solve this very critical cell right here. I'll put it in red. If we can figure out what this cell is going to be, then we'll make a lot more progress towards solving the rest of this puzzle and getting that green cell. The first thing you want to look at when you're solving with no marks is you want to focus on individual candidates and see if you can solve any of them using cross-hatching. So in this case, let's look at where the 2's can be here in column 1. You have a 2 right here and a 2 right there. There's only 2 places for a 2 in column 2. And I'll just highlight that in blue to kind of show you that the 2's are limited to these 2 spots, which means it cannot be anywhere else down column 2. If you put a 2 in one of these spots, you'd have no place to put a 2 in block 4. This is called a pointing pair because it shares the same column and it points down the column, so nothing else could be there. Now that we have this 2 here, this 2, and this 2, the only other place to put a 2 in column 1 is right here. So that pointing pair allows us to solve this for a 2. Now we can repeat the pointing pairs looking over here in block 3 because you have a 2 right here, and with this 2 you can see, I'll just kind of show it for the colors, this is another pointing pair. So 2's can't be here, they already cannot be here because of this 2, and they can't be here because of this 2. So this is going to be your other 2 using a pointing pair in block 3. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Smart Hobbies. Subscribe if you want to solve Sudoku faster using no marks. And now we can move on with the 6's here. You have these 2 6's in columns 7 and 9. You have this 6 cutting all the way across row 9. The only place for a 6 in block 9 is right there. After solving that 6, then we can focus and stay here in block 9. Where can a 5 go? Well, you have this 5 right here. So it can't be in those spots. You got this 5, can't be in these spots. You can solve this cell now for a 5. All right, after solving that for a 5, we have what we need to be able to solve this red cell already. Okay, this is interesting. So what could this cell be? It can't be a 1 or a 2. It could be a 3 or 4, but it cannot be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. All those digits see this. So this is either a 3 or a 4. This 3, notice how it cuts across row 9. That means the 3's have to be in one of these 2 spots. And just like I showed you with the 2's, this is another pointing pair. I'll just color it in blue. Since this is a pointing pair, and the 3's have to be somewhere in block 9, a 3 cannot be anywhere else along column 7. And so a 3 can no longer be here, which means this cell now has to be a 4. So we can solve that cell for a 4 using our pointing pair. Join the Smarty Party and you can solve exclusive puzzle packs using strategies like these. And for a limited time, I'm offering all of my previous puzzle packs for free to members only. Click on the pinned comment to get started. All right, we're going to remove this color because we solved this for a 4. And I'm going to show you why this is so critical. Because what we can do now is solve a few 3's, because you'll look right here and notice that this cell, you got a 3, 4, or an 8 in column 9. You have the 8 and the 4 right there. So this has got to be a 3 now. And the 4 being up here means this is going to be an 8, and that's going to be your 4. And what I just did by showing you how there's a 4 and an 8 right here and the 4 is repeated, that's called my neat naked triple trick. Ashish did a really nice job with this puzzle. We're going to be able to use this repeatedly here. Watch this. All right, let's look here. You got 3 cells remaining in block 9, a 3, 7, and an 8, because we have a 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9. The 7 and 8 see this cell right here, and then the 8, a repeat of those 2, sees this cell. Whenever you have 2 of the 3 missing candidates looking at one cell, and one of those is repeated at another cell, that's called my neat naked triple trick, because you can solve all 3 of those cells with certainty. This has to be your 3, this has to be the 8 that can't go anywhere else, and this has to be the last digit, a 7. Okay, you want to see that again? Let's apply it to row 9. You have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing a 1, 8, and a 9. Well, I got a 1, 8 looking at this cell, and I got the 8 repeated right there. We're going to be able to solve all 3, right? Because this has to be your 9. This is your 8 where it can't go anywhere else, and this has to be your 1. Okay, you want to see it again? All right, first thing we're going to do here, let's solve these 3's. See these 3's and these 3's means this has to be a 3. Now let's look across row 1. Can we do the neat naked triple trick again? You got a 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We need a 1, 6, and a 9. I have a 1 and a 9 looking at this cell, and I got the 1 repeated here. So you know it. This has to be your 6. That's got to be the 1, the only place it can be, and this has got to be your 9. We just did another neat naked triple trick. And I can do one more. Let's go down column 5. We're missing 3 cells, a 5, 6, and a 7. 7 and 6 see this cell, and then the 7 sees this one. It's repeated. We can solve all 3. That's got to be the 5. This is the only place for a 7, and that's a 6. You see how we're solving 3 cells at a time? I love how SHC set this up. Thanks for this wonderful book, Enthralling Sudoku. It's got over 100 different classic Sudokus and variants. He puts in tutorials and solutions. I've practiced my skills with these puzzles many times. You can get it yourself. Use the link below. Okay, now let's do some more solving here. We got these 2 6's and this 6. We can solve for 6 right here. We got to fill some more stuff in the grid before we can get to this green cell. With these 2 7's, we can solve for 7 right there. And now, because we put a 1 right here, and you got this 1, we know we can solve this cell for a 1. And then with these 2 3's, we can solve for 3 right here, which means this has to be a 6 or a 7 to finish this row. And since we have the 7 right there, I'm going to pull it on down and go, that's a 7, that's a 6. Okay. And so what we know now is that these 2 cells, it's going to be a 2 or a 9. So this cell has to be a 2 or a 9. Which one is it going to be? Let's see. All right, first we got these 2 6's and this 6. We're going to go and do some cross-hatching. You know, this is the quickest way. I said to instantly solve, you want to do a lot of cross-hatching whenever you can. Now look at these 2's. You got this 2 and this 2, only place for 2, and block 4 is right there. Then just follow your eyes down. I got these 2's and this 2. I'm looking at 3 digits, and I can solve this cell now for a 2, which is going to leave us a 1 to 5. So I look quickly. Can I see a 1 or a 5? Yep, the 5 takes that cell. So that's got to be the 1. That's got to be the 5. I cover how to solve puzzles quicker using the cell restrictions in the grid in this tutorial. Now, with this 5, let's look right here. You got a 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need a 3, 4, and 5 in these 3 cells. Well, I have the 4 and the 5 right there, so that's got to be the 3. And now with this 3 and this 3, I'm going right back to that cross-hatching to solve this cell for a 3. And then let's look at these 4's. This 4 is coming down. This 4 is cutting across, so we can solve for a 4 here. And if you remember, we got a 4 and a 5 to finish block 4. So I can quickly finish block 4. And then come up here and notice I got a full house. Whenever you have 8 digits filled in a block, in this case the column, I know there's 1 missing. I can solve that with certainty. That has to be a 4. And with this 4, we can solve this cell for a 4. So we have another full house right here. Only thing I'm missing is a 1. Okay, there's 2 places for a 1 here now because this 1 takes this cell. How can we figure that out? Well, if you look at these 2 1's, we know they can solve this cell for a 1. So I didn't even have to look at all 8 of these. All I had to do is see that there's 2 1's here. And so this 1 and this 1 means we can solve in block 2 for a 1 very quickly. Okay, what can we do down here? I see a 4 and a 5. It's in the row with the green cell, so if we can put more restrictions, hopefully we can solve it quicker. This 4 means that's going to be a 4 right there, and that's got to be a 5. Please share this puzzle with somebody that you know loves Sudoku and see how they did. I think they'll really appreciate it, and I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Okay, with these 2 5's and this 5, got a 5 right there. And so now I know there's a restriction. I don't see a 7. So that's got to be a 7. Got a 7, 9 right there. Always want to look at the greatest restriction. There's only 2 cells remaining. So it's easy to kind of see what 2 are missing there. So we got the 7 and the 9. I come back here and go, oh, I need an 8 and a 9. Well, this 9 is going to tell me that's a 9, that's an 8. Now we're in the home stretch. because of these 8s, that's got to be an 8, and that's going to be a 2. And now you'll notice that we don't have an 8 across row 4, so this 8 means that's going to be an 8, that's going to be a 9. Okay, what do we got right here? Looks like we never put in the 5 right there. Cool, so we just got a 2 and a 9 left. I'm going to pull down the 2 from up here going, this has got to be a 2, and our last digit, that green cell, is a 9. Get another taste of Ashisha's genius in this video. Thank you so much for watching.